Well, how's it going, cruisers? If this is your first Disney cruise or if you've cruised quite a bit, we're really excited for this series of videos that we're going to be releasing. So over the years, and also quite recently because all the new ships coming out, we have received a lot of questions about Disney Cruise. And so we thought we would put together a series of videos called Disney Cruise FAQs.
And also, we will be making more videos like this the more questions we get. So we'll have a playlist of all of these, of just past frequently asked questions we've had. Also, with all of the new ships coming out, any future questions you guys have for us as well.
So with that, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing and ring that bell so you know when we have new videos. So the first question is, what is included in the cruise fare?
So this is a really good question, especially because there's many different cruise lines that charge extra for certain things. So it's always good to know, what am I going to be, paying extra for when I go on the ship? So your cruise fare covers your meals. Let's just start there. So all your main dinings, the buffet, room service as well. You should tip for room service, but there's no charge for it. That's extra. So all of your food is included. Also, sodas are all included in this as well. So, if you want to have 5 Cokes a day, that is free of charge. So they, at your main dining, or also they have a fountain station on deck. You can get drinks there as well. That is all included.
And as far as entertainment goes, most of the entertainment is included in the fare. So all the Broadway shows, all the trivia, just a lot of fun activities
Animation,
on board.
Things you do like that. Those are all included.
So this brings us to our next question. Is there any additional fees? And the answer to that question is yes. There is some specialty dining as well as spa treatment, which we've done the spa treatment before, and it's fantastic. We've done like couples massages. Lacey will always do a massage.
I love their massages. Yes. I think I did a manicure one time too, so I love doing that. It does cost extra, but it's one of my favorite things to do.
But a little bonus tip, if you have the Disney Chase Visa card, you actually get a discount on the spa treatment as well.
Other things that have fees are alcohol. So alcohol is not included, so that does cost extra. They do have a thing called like a drink of the day, so that will be a little bit more of a discounted price if you want to do that. There's also some onboard activities that cost extra as well as excursions, and then also gratuity, but we'll talk more about that one later.
And also specialty coffees, like your Americanos, your lattes, all that is going to cost extra. Super worth it. But a little tip for you, they do have like a little coffee card that they'll punch. I think it's like 5 or something like that. If you buy 5, you get 1 free.
10, maybe.
I don't think it's 10. I think it's 5.
Is it?
If you know, let us know below. But I'm pretty sure it's 5. And also you can actually take those coffee little cards, those punch cards, home with you and bring them back to your next cruise. Continue filling them out.
Okay, next question we get quite often is, what are all of the age restrictions for the kids clubs?
Now this answer actually just changed not too long ago. And honestly, as we make these FAQ videos, answers to these questions can change because everything is always changing.
Yeah.
And so if something does change, feel free to comment and we'll actually pin your comment to the top. That way there's always the most recent answer to these questions. However, as far as the age requirements go, for the Oceaneers Club, it is ages 3 to 10. For Edge, it's 11 to 14. And Vibe, it's 14 to 17.
And for the Small World Nursery, the ages are 6 months to 3 years. So babies have to be at least 6 months to sail, but they can go into the nursery up to 3 years, which we actually had that experience with one of our kids because he was right at 3. And so he was just kind of like, with the kids club, it's kind of hard being around a lot of the older kids. So he was welcome to go in the nursery if he wanted and the kids club. So that was nice too.
And also like our youngest, she actually sailed when she was like almost like pretty much 6 months, like 6 months and a week as well. That is the cutoff to even cruise on the Disney cruise as well. Can I book excursions in advance? Absolutely, and we recommend that you do. Now, as far as the time goes, if you're a first cruiser, it's around 75 days. If you've cruised before, it just depends on what tier you are on the Castaway Club. So check out that on Disney's website, and it'll show you what tier you are and how many days before your cruise that you can book your excursions. In our house, this is an exciting day to book excursions. And just a little tip, you don't have to do every excursion that you book. So we recommend just booking things, even if you're not sure. You can always cancel it later, but just book it. That way you have it saved. Especially if there's an onboard activity like polo or some kind of a specialty dining experience, you want to make sure that you get that reservation as soon as possible.
Okay, what is the dress code on board? So it being Disney and a very family-friendly cruise line, it is pretty casual. It'll say cruise casual for dinner. There are some nights where it will say formal wear or semi-formal wear. So we've seen people, dress up in suits and ties and gowns, but we've also seen just like, I'll wear a sundress or a collared shirt. So for the most part, it's pretty casual. They don't want you wearing any like beach attire though to dinner. So you need to like not be in your swimsuit. But with that being said, it is pretty casual. I know for this next cruise, we do have a formal night, and I think we're going to go a little bit more dressed up than we usually do. So it is fun to do that, but if you don't like to do it, like you won't stand out as well if you want to just be more semi-formal.
And as far as the formal night goes, it's usually on longer cruises, but it'll let you know beforehand. And so Lacey, what is your kind of like cruise casual vibe?
I like just wearing like a sundress to dinner, honestly, but then there have totally been those days where I'm like, I'm just wearing my like Disney cruise sweatshirt. Actually, that one I have with Captain Minnie and jeans. Like I've totally done that before as well too. So I know it just kind of depends.
So for me, same thing. I'll wear like some, either some like nice like black pants or something like that, or either jeans, or like a polo shirt or a collared shirt.
Yeah.
There has been times where I've rocked a t-shirt before, but usually I'll put on a polo shirt for the very least. I've also seen people wear hats before. I've worn a hat before. I usually don't wear a hat, but there has been times when the hair just wasn't working. I have curly hair, so sometimes it just doesn't work very well. As far as our kids go, we put them in collared shirts as well, and sometimes some nice like khaki shorts. Next up is transportation provided to and from the port. So yes, Disney does offer ground transportation from selected airports, also different resorts to and from. That is something you'll definitely want to call Disney Cruise Line or talk to your travel agent because it is an extra fee and you'll want to make sure that they add that service on. You can also just use Ubers. You can also drive your own car and park at the terminal. But from our experience, we actually love Disney transportation. They have like the little TVs in there, play the Disney cartoons. It kind of gets you in the mode for cruising. But to add that, call Disney Cruise or talk to your travel agent. We're actually going to be coming out with a video all about Disney Cruise transportation. The video might be out depending on when you've watched this, but as of right now, it's not. But when it comes out, we'll link that video below.
Okay, here's a loaded question for you. What should I pack? So we've actually done many videos on this, so we will link those below. Just some really good things to pack on a Disney Cruise Line. But of course, you've got, your swimwear, your sunscreen, your essentials. Also, depending on like what kind of cruise you're doing, Disney on their website, they do have like a list of things like to help, what you should pack for those if you're doing an Alaska one or Bohemian, depending on the area you go. So you can check that out as well.
But like Lacey said, we actually have actual packing videos. We'll have a new packing video coming out soon with our next cruise. But we also have like carry-on essentials as well, and maybe some Amazon finds that we have found helpful for the cruise. So we'll link all those videos below. Are there any laundry facilities on the ship? Yes, they are. And I actually like using the laundry facilities.
He loves them.
Lacey hates it. I don't know
laundry
why.
on vacation.
On vacation, I love doing laundry. I have no idea why.
I hate it.
But I love it. But there is, I would say, my favorite so far is the Disney Wish.
Oh yeah, we'll throw some B-roll of that here.
Oh man, their laundromat is fantastic.
It's beautiful.
It's called Fairy Tale Fresh Laundry, and it is fantastic. I could spend a lot of time in there. And it is self-serve, and I believe, if I remember right, and again, if this number is off or it's changed, comment below, but it's $3 for drying and it's $3 for washing. And to pay for that, you can use your Magic Band Plus or your key card. And if you didn't want to do the self-service, you can also do it through room service. It does cost per article of clothing. I actually have used that before because I had a collared shirt. It was a formal night and I took it out of my suitcase. And I don't know what happened. I don't know, it wasn't folded correctly or whatever. It was so wrinkled. It was insane. So I actually had them press it for me and I spent some money on that, but it was worth it because it looked so bad. Is there Wi-Fi available on the ship? Yes, there is. It is a fee for that. If your main thing is that you just want to communicate with your party, you can download the Disney Cruise Line app and you can still communicate and message each other through that app. There's no fee for that. But if you do want Wi-Fi to post social media or whatever, you can get a package. We actually don't really like using the Wi-Fi package because we like to be kind of like unplugged the whole time. It's just awesome. But I usually do get it for at least a day to kind of update certain things or check my email. But as we vlog and we try to get content out to you guys, sometimes we will post on social media as well. So sometimes 1 or 2 days. But for the most part, it is super nice just being unplugged and getting in vacation mode.
Last question we're going to cover here is, what does tipping look like?
We get this question so much, and it's actually a really good question.
It is.
Because when you get good service, you want to tip, and you just want to know what's expected of you.
So Disney has recommended gratuities for you, which is so nice. So they just kind of laid out for you. You can pay ahead of time and do that right, before you even go on your cruise. And then also at the end of your cruise, on your very last night, they will put these little envelopes on your bed, so you can add your slip of what you've already paid for gratuities in them, but then you can also put in extra cash. So we've had people that have just gone above and beyond. Our last stateroom host, Steven, we love you. He was so great. So we put in extra money there too. So that's your choice. But they do have the recommended gratuities set in place, like I said, for you. So that's really nice to just have that ease of mind and knowing what to give.
And what Lacey was talking about is actually for your waiting staff, also your room host.
Another area is specialty dining, so that would be another area you'd want to do extra gratuity in after you dine there as well.
We mentioned room service earlier in this video, and it is free. However, you still want to tip, and you can tip on your app, or you can bring cash tips, and we usually just bring cash tips and we just give it to them when they come in. In our nightstands, there's a drawer, and we usually put all of our cash tips in there because there's just some times when Lacey's asleep and I'm like, I'm gonna order room service, and so I can just grab my cash from my nightstand and get my room service. But it's just nice to have cash on hand because we also take that cash and we give it to, like Lacey said, to our room host. As far as the food and beverage, it's easy to tip because they spit out a receipt, but there's times for the nursery where maybe they're just doing a fantastic job. There's a specific cast member that's just amazing. We like to have cash to be able to tip them as well.
And we talked earlier about how soda was included, but alcohol is an extra charge. So there will be a gratuity usually added onto that already, but you can add extra to those drinks as well. Also, we didn't mention this, but specialty coffee drinks, that's another thing that costs extra. So there might be another time to add gratuity if you like, but I believe most of the time it's already added on your receipt for those drinks.
Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. If you are planning your cruise, happy planning. It's the most amazing time. We love planning for our cruises, and we hope this helped. If it's your first cruise, or maybe you've cruised before, but there's just some questions you still have, and we will continue adding to our playlist these frequently asked questions. As we know, Disney has a lot more ships coming out, and there's going to be a lot more questions that we're going to have. And if you have more questions, please let us know below as we compile future videos. Again, thank you so much for watching till the very end. We love you guys. Subscribe if you haven't. Like this video, it helps the channel. Also, commenting helps the channel as well, and we want to use the comments as kind of a forum board as well, so other people can see and also get information. And also ring the bell so you know when we have new videos. But guys, we love ya, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.